My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slice and Dice 3.0, where in the last episode we did I believe it was a shortcut run, which I do count that as a basic version of the game, because it's just classic, but they cut out the first 8 stages, which are usually quite much, largely pushovers, and then you also largely shape the run from then on. I'm still happy to do a classic from time to time, but shortcut to me is classic plus. Which is to say, because I did a shortcut in the last episode, it is time to do a cool run in this one. I'm leaning towards either generate or alternate. I'm gonna take generate. Back on unfair, defensive. Hello. So defensive, 2 red characters, 2 gray characters, and a yellow character. Love it. Versatile, plus 8 level up choices. So anytime you level up, you get to choose of 8 different outcomes. Because they're randomly generated, I actually think that will be sick. So I'm gonna try and plan around having that. Lowest exert. All heroes, add exert to your lowest pip side. That, oh, I mean, gosh. Exert on cantrip. It's gonna be kind of nightmarish. I can get the random monster. All heroes get -1 max HP at the end of each turn. Woof. And then monster shields and slippery dice. Is that really what I'm doing? -2 level up choices on top of plus 8. I can take that. And then flighty damage monsters move back. So basically, at the start of each turn, shield 1 to all enemies. They also have the arm on monster. Do I really want to do it that way? The fact that we're going to need rerolls enough that I don't think I can take slippery dice. So I think this is the way that I have to do it. I'm just going to be a little scared about how much damage we need to be able to put out onto the field in order to actually get through these enemies. Okay. Got 4 damage I'm capable of doing this turn. Unfortunately, the character that I do it to has moved to the back line. This is going to be really, really tough, actually. SR1.862 is our spell, and it shields 3 to all allies. That's pretty good. Unfortunately, we'll all be losing 1 max HP because Armon gets to the back line. And I don't have any range to really do much about that. I can get it down to 1 health. That's pretty good. Oh, no, never mind. It's in the back line entirely. I can't do that. I do have to take a unit off the field. So they're all damaged, which means they're in the back line. Good God. Yeah, I don't suspect I'm gonna be in this round for that long. Just reading the signs I'm seeing here. So I need to understand my curse. Flighty. Damage monsters move back. So it's not the most damaged monster goes to the back line. It's anything that is damaged that's going to go to the back line. So if I have the ability to give, like AoE damage to the enemies, that'll move all of them to the back line and then we're all on the same values and we can work from there. That is ideal for me. the one armor that everyone gets every turn is going to make that difficult, so I'm looking for 2 damage in AoE or a lot of AoE. But, I'm still going to ask for it. We'll see what happens. Only 1 enemy left on the field. And that'll do it. Goodbye to the archer. Hello to our level up choices. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad to have this screen. Okay. So first things first, G2.943. You look absurd. Shield 9, Shield 2 in a cleave, redirect all damage effects to oneself, self-shield for 5? Shield 1 in repel and Shield 1 cleanse. All of that, and we even still have a stun space. Unfortunately, you only have 6 max HP, which is fine. We also have the option to go for G2.E7C, which has the ability to give shield repel, which is nice. R2.BE3 has the ability to gain dodge with a cantrip, and also the spell for 1 mana, heal 1 and cleanse. Certainly not half bad. Another competitor here, despite their low number of faces, is R2.F47, largely because they have the spell Vine, which is 1 damage or heal 1. Prey is also pretty good. For 1 mana, heal and shield 1 to all dying allies, deplete, which will be quite common for us to deal with. Also has the ability to give max health to a character. I think for just blatant impact on the board, I still need to take the very first one that I mentioned. Oh wow, Armon! Oh, you have 2 sides that kill you and you only do 4 damage. I didn't even notice that. I'd love to protect G1. That'll do it 2 ways from Sunday there. We'll send the Goblin to the back line, because that's definitely the last target we care about killing. I want to keep pushing the rolls real far, but I know I don't have that many actual outs in my set. Okay, so both the bee and the goblin are attacking R1. Now it's just the Thorn in the front line. Thorn is going to be a little difficult to deal with, annoyingly. What I'm looking for ideally is 2 damage in a single instance. Just don't have a lot of right now. Annoyingly, I have to do everything I can that turn just to stay afloat. Keep all my units on the field. 3 damage for that Thorn, please. Actually, I don't want G2 to have the top side. So Thorn is going to petrify 2 sides. R1 will have the top side and then the 3 mana petrified. Whereas G2 would have lost the giant shield as well as the other giant shield. And those feel like those are going to be important. I kind of want the bee to take care of itself in this fight if possible, because I'm much better at letting it generate damage and then me defending it than trying to do something else. Okay, well now we do have the ability to try and take out the Thorn. Very happy about that. And then we get out of the fight. Okay. Reroll the class of R1.D11. R1 has minimal max HP, but does have a 3 mana side, which is pretty useful. I'll reroll it. Oh, it's a straight up healer. Set a hero to 5 HP for 2 mana. That's probably better. Sorcery notes. Replace the 2 left sides with 1 mana cantrip and blank. Honestly, that'd probably be better for the healer at this rate. Ballet shoes, swap the left and the right side. That's gonna, in general, allow me to do a lot more though. Not at the moment, obviously, not actually relevant. Okay, we've got 2 of the bees that are taking themselves out this round. Love to see it. I'm gonna keep the shield duplicate just in case I whiff hardcore. Do I want 1 mana or do I want 1 more shielding? Admittedly, probably 1 mana. Healer's gonna get a lot of value out of giving 4 health to a single unit next turn. 2 bees die. Unfortunately, we also lose 1 max HP on all of our characters. Ooh, Armon is ready to get out of here. Love to see that. This is probably the best distribution of health, because I can still just mend G2 next turn. No one's going down, love to see it. I'll take a stun, I'll take a self shield. The stun. Stun's gonna have difficulty actually targeting these in it. No, it'll be able to hit one of the bees in the back line, but it's not worth it. Unless the healer heals. No, but the healer's not gonna heal. But I can hit the boar, mend. Yeah, that's what I do. Hit the boar. Toll. We hit the boar. Twice, giving us the ability to not stun it. Yeah, I made a miscalculation somewhere. Mend, burst. No, I didn't. It's fine. I can stop the ball this turn. One of the bees is taking care of itself for us now. Thank you kindly, game, for understanding that the only thing I want to see is instances of 2 damage. 1 ball remains. And that'll be just enough damage to get us through. Expert. Defeat 1,000 monsters. Unlocks a feature. Weird events. Weird events? Yes, please. Triple chat. Oh, our characters will be a bit more chatty. Hero chats happen more frequently. Always show the red targeting button at the top to show monster targeting. Tap and hold or right click on reroll button to confirm. I added this to help me play one-handed on a phone. Cool. At the top and the bottom. I don't really understand all these pop-ups. I should just load in at some point and try and work with them there. But I'm excited to see the effect of the weird events. Bone Charm, no HP penalty when defeated, as well as the coin. One less reroll, but +4 to the left side, and Infused Herbs. Infused Herbs actually seems like it'd be really useful for us. The only problem is, the Bandit is gonna be really difficult for us. Too difficult, in fact. Oh, thank heck. Okay, our character level up here does give us a couple of options for some good damage. Y2? It has a 5 damage side, sure, but the other sides kind of suck. Or Y2 58-3. Y2 5B, though, has a 1 damage Defy side. Again, Defy says +1 pip for each incoming damage on this character. They also have 1 damage Bloodlust, a 2 damage side, a 1 damage Descend side, and a 1 damage Self Shield. That seems pretty useful. Ooh, R2.B2E has a 2 damage single-use poison side, as well as the ability to flip. I do like flipping, glow, pray, and vine are all back as spells we could pick up at this instance. I'm leaning to either Y2.FB so that I have a little bit more access to AoE and a little bit more access to damage. Alternatively, R2.B2E so that I have the ability to just provide poison to a target, and then as soon as that's provided, I can focus on survival. I think one of the deciding factors here should be the change that it will effectively make to our team. And R2 would overwrite the R1 who is currently giving us heal 2 mana gain, heal 1 mana gain, as well as the spell that allows us to shield 3 to all allies, which seems like it'd be useful in this fight. There's a lot of AoE. And Y2, you're only replacing Y1 who has 2 damage focus, but we can literally never really trigger that. So it seems an easier replacement. Here we see a little bit of AoE coming out on the field already, kind of trying to take out one of our characters out there. I'd love to stun 2 characters this turn. I can't stun 2 characters this turn. One of the stuns would have to be ranged because I need to lower a character's HP in order to stun them in the first place right now. Oh well. Like... Ta-da! I did 1 damage to 2 creatures. I believe less and less that we will be leaving this fight. I've got all of the perfect defensive tools this turn, so... I'm just looking for damage. Healer takes no damage, neither does Y2. Burst on the Wolf now gives us a full Bloodlust strike ability. Love to see that. I kind of think Armon is going to die by itself, but if it doesn't, I need to focus it, otherwise it will kill me just gradually. As soon as everyone's on 1 HP, every turn I need to defend everyone, otherwise they die. So yeah, we're gonna focus on Armon for a moment here. Stuns actually aren't gonna be especially effective right now. There goes the beastie. I do have Mend to fix some of what's happened. Thankfully, the alpha hasn't yet... Never mind. I almost spoke. Not too soon, although it was too soon. I almost spoke. I would have been sad if this happened had I just mentioned that I'm glad it hadn't, so I'm glad I didn't. Actually, stopping that wolf literally saves us from taking 1 damage this turn. Instead of doing that, I can just mend 2 characters. Seems significantly better. It takes truly so much effort for us to generate damage on this board. I don't want to lose either of those characters. Unfortunately, I don't think I can stop. Yeah, even a mend is not enough to just save G2 by itself. So I'll have to defend G2 after that, losing G1. It's not like I'm getting more damage as this is happening. And the Alpha is just about to summon another friend. Ooh, okay. We finally hit our Defy side. And we've got some AoE defense. Oh, okay, that's some gas. We can cook with this. If I can take out the Alpha next turn and not die to the wolves, I think I will actually be able to take this fight to the end. It's a big if, though. I basically need Y2 to roll either the Defy side or, worst case, the Bloodlust side, and I have to figure out something to do. Yep, didn't hit it. That's probably going to be the end of us. There we go. Bunch of damage taken that turn, bunch of mana spent, and the Alpha is about to summon another wolf. I'm dead. I'm so screwed. Okay, I took a wolf off the field. There's another one. Yeah, I can't really do anything about this. And I was even specifically selecting for the largest damage sides we were capable of generating. So, oof. Yeah, we're far beyond the pale. I'm so dead at this point that I'm just gonna let it happen. There was no way out of that for us, I don't believe. Just gonna end this turn. Meet hell. It certainly did feel like it generated unfair. Let's go RNG. All of our characters are random. So we have 3 blue heroes, 1 orange hero, and 1 green. The green has a heal 1, boost, and inflict pain side, as well as a shield 1 cantrip, a heal 4, and heal 1 single use. and can do 1 damage via a tactic with any blank side. Our orange character has 1 damage poison plague. That's it. Our first blue character, B1.913, has shield 1 mana gain, 1 mana growth, 1 damage poison single use, and 1 mana, and also has the ability to, for 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemies. Nice. 1 discount off slice. Then we have B1.539, who has a 4 mana pain side. Thankfully they have 5 max HP, so they will be able to survive that. Shield 1 mana gain, a 1 mana, and dodge all enemy effects and attacks this turn. Also has the ability to do 1 damage at ranged for a single mana. That's pretty cool. And finally, B1.61E has a 1 mana cantrip side, 1 damage self-heal single use, 1 mana and a 1 mana single use, and also has a spell to do 1 damage for 1 mana. Monster column. Before fight 7, level up phase. Pharaoh's Curse, -1 pip to all sides. -1 pip to all sides is actually really bad. I don't want to take that. I was thinking about taking that as well as the level 7 level up, so I just get an additional level up to try and break the flow of things. I'm going to give the monster column, the middle column, +2. That is pretty potent, but usually the worst things the enemy can do to you are their 2 rightmost sides. Okay. I'm going to do 1 damage to all enemy twice. And then the tactic can take out each of the rats for my 2 blank sides, and I'll do 1 more damage to the boar. That boar does not want me breathing. I'm just going to avoid letting one of my characters die there by using the poison at the right time and not using the 4 mana pain side. Speaking of mana for pain though, B2.AB6 has a 3 mana single use side, a 4 mana pain, a 2 mana pain, a 1 mana, and then finally dodge all enemy effects this turn. The spell is for 3 mana, do 4 damage, ranged, and targeted. That's pretty important. And then we have B2.246, who has a 1 mana growth side, a gain 1 reroll cantrip, a 1 mana side, a 6 mana pain side, which unfortunately would kill them by default because they only have 5 max HP, but they have the spell, ooh, that's actually a really good spell. They have the spell SB2.246. For 2 mana, shield 5 to a single target. We have a lot of mana generation, we have a lot of shield generation lacking, so I think that gives us the ability to kind of bridge those gaps. Alternatively, I could take the one above because it's much better at dealing damage and then later focus on trying to get shield. Which, you know what? I convinced myself of that whilst doing it. Okay. 4 damage ranged, and then 1 damage. And then we'll do 2 individual damage ranged. And then we'll just let the bee die. So the the goblin runs away. Autumn Leaf, I love Autumn Leaf. Adds growth to the rightmost side. I don't have anyone who can benefit from it at the moment, but I do love it. It would cost us a rat and an archer. I'm fine with that. Challenger. Accept 3 challenges. It's unlocked the monster chest. Chest has a stone HP to start with, and then 4 HP under it. So the first HP will take any amount of damage, and it'll just remove the stone HP, and then you have to do 4 more damage. And then the chest will drop a tier 0 to 2 item if defeated. They're capable of summoning a Slimelet. They're capable of petrifying our sides, as well as just doing straight up damage. Anchor or Trowel? I do like Anchor. Anchor giving us 2 shield on turn 1 gives us a lot more survivability to our own pain sides. So I'm looking to generate a lot of mana this turn so I can kill both of the archers very easily with our 1 damage ranged. That just got a bit harder. I can do 3 damage to a single unit. And take out one of the archers. Unfortunately, I leave both wolves and a single archer left on the field. Ugh. One of the wolves hits a very powerful bite. I'd love to dodge that attack. That'd just dodge most of the turn for us. Annoyingly, my blank sides do 1 damage apiece that turn, and we work through half of a wolf. Not exactly as much of a wolf as I want to. That poison will probably be very relevant. I'm barely gonna get through this fight. Ugh. Actually, it's possible I might not even do that. This'll make it slightly easier though. Whew. Only 1 surviving character. B2.AD5 has a gain 1 reroll cantrip side as well as 2 damage mana gain, and Flick, which is a great spell. For 1 mana, deal 1 damage, engage. It's also cooldown. Chill, 2 damage weaken, single cast. We've got a 2 mana, some poison, and a cantrip. And that would be upgrading our character who just does 1 damage. I'm going to take the one that's capable of poisoning as well as weakening. I think that adds a lot of power to our build. Woof. There's the poison. I can even amp up that poison. And then if I weaken Bramble, I can stop it from killing us this turn. And it's heavily poisoned, so I only have 5 damage I need to deal this turn, which still isn't very likely, but... if I generate that much mana, it's guaranteed. Powdered Mana and Pillow. Pillow adds Patient to the next turn, times 2 to its value if it was not used last turn. I like that. But only because we have a lot of characters who really want to be able to do something, and they can't every turn. So what if I just took Powdered Mana instead? 1 mana in all of those blank spaces. And hell, you can even grow one of them. I like the idea that at some point I would be able to get Wax Seal, and then there's 5 identical spaces here. Wax Seal gives each space +1 for each identical space to it, so all of them would become 5 mana. That'd be sick. Oh, I want to see that happen. Ooh. 4 damage ranged. 4 damage ranged. 2 damage and you're dead. Okay. This is a really good upgrade, I think, for the orange. A 3 damage cruel side as well as a 2 damage cantrip side, the ability to dodge all enemy effects, and then 3 blanks. And it's up against the 1 damage range, which I really do like having access to at the moment, for a 1 mana cantrip and then 3 mana B2.AE5. We'll be going with the orange character here, definitely. Militia, snake, and yet another militia. If I can give enough block to someone, we'll be off to the races. I would also like that snake not to poison for a trillion, but looks like that's what it wants to do. I'm gonna weaken it just so that it only manages to get 2. Oh, sorry, 1 poison out on the field, rather. There goes the snake. 4 damage ranged. 1 damage ranged. All right. I probably want to leave the snake alive. Nope, the snake will take out N1 already by itself as well. But N1 is probably the one that I do want to be dead right now instead. I mention this only because I am capable of taking only one of them out this turn. Reroll this class. Yeah. If it becomes the house cat, I get to level up my other characters a lot more. If it becomes the coffin, I get to get a level 0 character. If it becomes the luggage, I get to get some items. How can I be up against it? Tinder. You have a 2 damage pain side. You have a 3 self-damage mandatory side. And then a 1 damage single use. And your thing is you deal 1 damage to all enemies when you die. Pocket phylactery. That's pain to the 2 left sides, but also gives you 6 max HP. Tinder already has pain on those 2 sides, but at the same rate, I kind of want Tinder to die, ideally. Magnet adds wham to the 2 right sides, times 2 against targets that have shield. And I will still take the pocket phylactery. I feel like I should give it instead to B1 though, who already has a 4 mana pain side. And this would just upgrade their, or upgrade, side grade, downgrade their shield 1 mana gain to a shield 1 mana gain pain. But unless they cast that 6 times in a single fight, they're still coming out ahead. Okay, Militia, Ogre, and Blind. I really, really, really like fighting these 3 specifically. And the big reasoning is because if I just give enough defense to the character that the Militia is attacking, then I can get the Militia to run away without doing any damage to the enemies, which means the Blind will then run away as well. I don't want to reroll on O2 though, just in case I get a cantrip side. Because that would be pretty disappointing. Pretty disappointing. End the turn with the uniform dice on board. Enemy runs away. And yeah, with enough mana generation, I'm already capable of just blowing this enemy up. And I believe I already actually have that. Okay. We could get N2.CCF, who has a shield 1 growth side to 1 damage heavy side. So really, you want the tactic to be useful here. And it gives us a random tier 0 hero. Alternatively, I could take B2.B5E, who has a 2 damage mana gain side, a 1 mana growth, 1 mana default, and can heal 1 and cleanse for a single mana. I actually think the 0 cost hero might be the way to go here. And it's another caster. 1 mana growth, 1 mana, a heal 1 side, and then for 2 mana, we can do 1 damage in cleave. Certainly not incredible, certainly not winning any awards for that, but it could be a lot worse. Give you another 1 mana growth side there. Up against Agnes, Gither, and Magrat. Get some good damage immediately, or some good mana, which will translate into pretty good damage as well. Oh, B1 rolling that dodge is huge! All 3 of the enemies are attacking you directly. Or at least they were. Agnes, you're trying to do a very cheeky 3 damage to all enemies. In fact, everyone's casting something from their middle line right now. They're being as aggressive as they possibly can. How dare they? Okay, if I do things in this way. 1. 2. 3. And then just take you out. Then I do leave myself with enough mana to defend B2. Which is pretty ideal. I definitely want to keep that unit around. I'm going to do some damage to Magrat at the same time, so I'll survive by weakening Magrat rather than by just shielding myself. That'll pay dividend this turn as long as I kill Magrat. Which I thankfully can do. There's you and me, Gither, now. And you're exclusively trying to strike my highest health folk, which is why you're finding it so difficult. There's a 4 damage range, which I get to dodge, and then Gither's down. Fight 9. Fairy Pact. Replace the rightmost side with 4 mana. And it costs us 4 max HP to do so. I'm going to take that, because if I give that to B0, you finally have a good side worth rolling. And you only lose 2 max HP for it, because you only had 3 total in the first place. Yikes. Pretty poor roll so far. Oof, that's a lot better. Getting some actual mana. If I take out the courts on the bottom line, boom. Now I don't have to worry about my B0 dying, and in fact I can also take out the next courts. And sure, I'll even take out the imp. 3 mana for 4 damage ranged is very useful. Oh no. Let's first go through the top one. B1.71E. So this is an upgrade exclusively for our tier 0 character. We could get 1 mana cantrip, 2 mana single use, 1 mana single use, and slice. 3 mana to do 1 damage to all enemies. Fine. B1.69A though has a 1 mana charged side, +1 pip for each additional stored mana. So if my other characters hit their big mana sides, that just gives me 10 mana or something stupid. And then the other side is also charged, 1 damage charged, single use. The spell itself is Scorch, 1 damage cleave for 2 mana, and single cast. Realistically, the sides of this character are the reason we're going for them here. And I want to be able to roll them aggressively, so I'm going to give them a 3rd good side so that I don't have to worry about whiffing so hard. Up against 1 militia and 2 fanatics and 2 bones. Come on, hit a charge side. Ew. That doesn't count. I'm just going to use a bunch of the 3 damage range sides to cut enemies down to size, leaving us with just 1 fanatic who's poisoned for this next turn, and it has 6 health remaining. And here's how the previous turn was supposed to go. Boom! B1 rolls the charge side, and then we explode someone. Monocle adds engaged in the middle side, ×2 to targets with full HP, as well as the Polished Emerald. Is Polished Emerald the one that I need to pick right now for the achievement? No. Choose the Emerald Mirror. Polished Emerald would give us the benefit of all items of size 2 to 5, so that would give us another copy of Powdered Mana and Autumn Leaf on a character, as well as another Pocket Phylactery. Oh, and then it also gives us Fairy Pact. Admittedly, I could see the value in this. Versus Monocle, which just does twice its effect to enemies on full HP. The real reason I would want Monocle is so that I can get the charged single-use side to do double damage on targets, but I'm not going to do it that way. Polished Emerald. Polished Emerald is going to take the items in order, so it will first apply Fairy Pact, and then it will later apply Powdered Mana and then Autumn Leaf. So Powdered Mana only replaces blank sides, so it won't replace the Fairy Pact, and then the Autumn Leaf will affect the Fairy Pact. So I can give this to, say, B2, who now gets only 2 more max HP? Excuse me? Gain the effect of all other tier 2 to 4 items on other heroes. Oh, right! I'm getting 6 max HP, but I'm also losing 4 of it to the 4 mana growth. Cool. I could also give this to the B2 over here. But this feels like it has a lot more potential. Spiker and Shade. Both of them doing the absolute most. I would love my orange character to roll a dodge this turn. We've already got our charged mana multiplier, so very glad to see that. We did get the dodge. There's 23 mana on turn 1 in fight 11. All right. I'm gonna have to waste 10 mana here. But the shade will run away. B2.163. Ugh. With only a 4 mana single use side and a 2 damage poison single use side, your spell is gonna have to be incredible. Kill an enemy with 2 or less HP ranged, and I can't even do that to Thorns because they're immune to abilities? No, thank you. Oh no. Oh. So I can use Foretell to give us additional mana, but unfortunately B1 is about to become much less useful. Ranged. Maybe I do upgrade this. Just because I really, really want to keep my charged sides and I would lose them otherwise. Okay, that's fine. So our top non-magical class, which is, because we're in the Wendigo fight. Oh, Wendigo. The top non-magic hero has Possessed and Mandatory added to all sides. So Possessed is targets as if used by the other side. So I'll shield them and I'll damage us. Thankfully, N2 has really garbage sides, so it doesn't matter. Good work, Gray. Wendigo also has 2 sides that do 5 damage Bloodlust Eliminate, 3 sides right now that do 9 damage in heavy, and 1 that does 7 damage in heavy, but it's only because the middle line has got +2. Okie dokie. I'm gonna keep rolling N2 because ideally I want them to hit the mana. And if they do, they don't actually even have a downside to us. Unfortunately, there will be a downside this turn. I want to take out the Thorn. I think the best way to do that is just armor up orange and then throw orange at it. I will lose my N2. Unfortunately, that's actually really bad for us because this is a constant effect, which means, yes, I lose N2 now, and now, unfortunately, O2 has the mandatory effects. So I'm gonna get O2 to just accept whatever you get. Because I don't want a cantrip to mandatorily attack our team. Oh, that was the, I hit the charge side, but I confused it for the other side, so I let it go. Oof. Thankfully, we'll leave the Wendigo on only 2 HP at the end of the turn, so it won't make a difference. Twisted Flax. Changes the middle column, giving +1 to the top and bottom, and -1 to the middle side. And then Vigil. Or rather, Candle adds Vigil to all sides, which gives +1 pip for each defeated ally. I kind of want to take 2 random tier 3 items because neither of those seem especially good for us. Doomblade M.3? Okay, so this is 3 Doomblades stuck together. Doomblade is a tier 1 item that replaces blank sides with 3 damage death. This item now replaces blank sides with 9 damage death. I have characters that I will throw away for that. And we also got the Droopy Hat, +2 max HP and +2 stored mana. Hell yes! Hell yes! Hell yes! I'm happy for our Grey Class and B2.163 to kill themselves to do 9 damage. That'd be incredible for us. Also, I've got 2 copies, effectively, of the Droopy Hat, so I've got 4 more max mana. Which will help me make those big charged plays. Both Basilisk and Spiker hit very efficient sides, but that's okay, because I'm gonna die anyway. Everybody's bound to die sometime. For me, it's just sooner. Spiker has 2 HP left, and the round it dies. Cool. I have to find an alpha as well as a null in order to get smelly manure and 3 of a kind. That's unlikely to occur. Very unlikely to occur. In fact, I'll decline. All right, we're losing finally our big boy, the one that has the charged sides. Unfortunate, but if I can get a good spell, it'll all be worth it. So one of my other characters, it's B2.AB6, already has 3 mana for 4 damage ranged. However, getting a second copy of that makes it easier to level up the character that is currently holding it, because I really do need that damage. We'd also have 1 damage weaken single use, 3 damage self heal. Ugh. I kind of want to take a random level up, to be entirely honest with you. I took it. 5 mana single use, a 1 damage weaken single use. Ugh. B2.O, what is your spell? Oh, 3 mana for 4 damage ranged. Okay. Okay, I guess. If I'm entirely honest, it feels like you should be the person now holding the polished emerald. Although, I do want death to appear before powdered mana. So just rotate those. Cool. All right. Up against 2 ghosts. Both of whom have decided to poison on turn 1. Rude. Never mind, they're gonna die. 2 ghosts, a null, a blind. Well, that ghost is gonna be very difficult to kill now. I'm just gonna weaken the ghost. Leave N2 alive this turn. Take it out the next turn. Not have to lose another character. Reroll B2.163. Yep. Fiend! I like the Fiend. Thimble, immune to damage in my turn. Yes! That won't keep our self-killers alive, but it will keep our Fiend alive. All right. Feel like we were appropriately set up for this next fight, where we have 3 snakes, 2 thorns, and a single core. So that's already the core taken out with the Doom Blade. B2 and Fiend both roll large damage. I don't need another self-killing blade, to be honest, this turn. I will have it though. I don't gotta want it to have it. 4 damage range, 4 damage ranged, and then I'll give you a 1 damage in AoE. Which then also confirms that I'm gonna lose B2 anyway, so I might as well use their Deathblade side. Time for our B3 heroes. Ooh! So B3.629 has a charged damage side. That is always going to be pretty good for us. Also has a 5 mana decay side. Gets 1 negative pip to its that after its use each turn. The spell is pretty cool though. For 1 mana, heal 3. Versus B3.79b, who has 6 mana pain, a 1 mana bloodlust side, and then for 2 mana shield 6. That's actually really much better. Especially because I can give you a bunch of max HP and then also have you thimble that damage away. Excellent. Oh god. The 5 damage poison weaken from Tarantus this fight is going to be really bad. I know exactly what I need to do this turn. So here it is. If I kill the 10th HP of Tarantus at the same time as killing my top character with a Deathblade, I can bypass the effect. Both deaths are soaked up by the single hero. And then I can go about my business, just blowing nerds up. Olympian Trident, add Cleave to the middle side. Targets enemies equal on both sides of the actual target. Alternatively, we have Brimstone, triples the pips to the rightmost side. And that just happens immediately. You know, that does give us the actually. Brimstone. I now have a 27 damage death side. Sorry, I'm just making sure that I have footage of these individual assets, just in case I need them for the thumbnail, whatever. You know how it is. But that's going to be a very potent side for just suddenly taking out a Basilisk. One hopes immediately in this fight. There it is. Oh, I could have got my 6 mana side. All right. Boom, Basilisk's dead. Boom. Fanatic's working on it too. In fact, if I shield, that kills the Fanatic for 1 mana less than I otherwise would have had to spend. I'm fine with losing 2 characters every fight. More than fine, in fact. I'll let you summon a friend, Wisp. Can't let the other one just keep getting HP, though. Fight 18? Ooh, okay. Now you want to change the green character? How dare you? They want to change it to revive the 3 top most defeated allies, as well as shield 8 growth, 4 damage single use self heal, 4 damage single use, and shield 1 cleave, as well as the... What? What? Okay, as well as the tactic, shield 7 with the keyword shield, which means it shields 7 to the target, and then it shields the target for 7. So that's 14 shield to a single target for 1 3-pip side and a 1 keyword side. Alternatively, we could go for O3.EC3, who has a 3 damage cantrip, 2 damage in cleave, and a dodge effect. So isn't significantly different, actually, to our current. I want to take it. So one of the big reasons I want to do that is because now, if I give the blade and multiplier to someone else, N3 has the ability to revive them after they use their blade. I don't need to use powdered mana anymore in this build. Great. I'm gonna lock that N3 side there. I'll take all of the mana I'm being offered. 9 damage death. Total of 12 mana has been offered. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Takes out the Hydra with 5 instances of damage. 4 damage range takes out the sniper. If I weaken you, might be able to get out of this fight without or rather without using another death blade. Well, when I say another death blade, I guess what I mean is a death blade, as I don't appear to have used one in this fight yet. Why kill my characters if I don't have to? Fight 19, Emerald Mirror! Okay, as much as I really want to take the triple shuriken, because a lot of our sides share pain, and doubling that effect would be insane. Doubling the effect of death would be absurd as well. But Emerald Mirror is currently one of my unlock conditions. Choose the Emerald Mirror once. This will also give us the effects of all tier 6 to 8 items, which includes currently Brimstone, Thimble, Emerald Mirror Pick has unlocked an item Cracked Emerald. Gain the effect of all other tier 12 items on other heroes, and it's 0 tier, because 12 tier is not commonly accessible. That's fine by me. I'll take that big mana side. There is a world where I could do something like this. Inverting those two. Oh no, but if I don't lose Fairy Pact at some point, I will always overwrite the Deathblade. Okay, no, I'll just swap those two back, thank you. Up against a zombie, a fanatic, a whiz, a core, and another fanatic. 3 damage to a single unit in the backline is going to be very valuable in this fight. Sorry, 4 damage rather. I'll be using my revive trick this turn. Deathblade number 1. Deathblade number 2. Revive them. Come back. 4 damage ranged. Shield 6. Unfortunately, those two characters will still have half health come start of next fight, which actually, come to think of it, maybe I wouldn't have wanted to do that, because next fight is going to be, at least assumedly, the last fight of the run. Well, we'll be going in this fight with half HP on one of our orange characters, one of our blue characters. B3.DA is a really unfortunate level up right there. It's trying to become useless, basically. Versus 3 damage poison, 2 damage cleave, 1 damage shifter, 1 damage, 2 damage, and heal 17 to a single target. I don't actually like either of these. I'm gonna take a random. Yeah, that could actually be scary. It upgraded a different character. We're back on board that death train. So B3.4 CD has a 5 mana single use side, a shield 9 growth side, 3 mana pain, 1 mana growth, 1 mana, and a 3 mana death side, as well as the spell SB3, which for 5 mana does 6 damage to 2 targets. The first target and then the target below them in Descend. I will be looking to do self-kills and then self-revivals consistently here, but 12 mana in a single action? Yeah, I'm not going to turn that down. I've got my limits. Alright, that's 21 mana for our team. Cool. Let's do 6 damage Descend. I do still have access to 4 damage ranged hit. So take out both of those enemies. Big defend there. I'd have loved to get the enemy to below half HP so that I'd be dealing twice as much damage there with the cruel attack. Sadly, I was not capable of doing it. Ooh. I can fully dodge the incoming attack by the dragon this turn, which means I feel like I should probably play the rest of this one pretty safe, because I believe that I can. Yeah. It'd look a lot like that. Generate unfair. Current streak 1, best streak 1. So we'll be looking for another mode to play in the next episode. For what it's worth, by the by, if you have suggestions for runs, because runs are very optimizable, it can be a suggestion all the way to, you know, if I'm entirely honest, I understand that one of the very obvious suggestions is going to be do cursed mode, but cursed mode is infinite play until you lose. So it is very terrifying to me, because I'm trying to record episodes to put up on a channel. So I'm not gonna immediately leap at cursed, but things like, hey, I think it's been a while since a loot run, or like, you know, alternate. Effectively, I've got to choose a different mode every episode, and the more that I can look at a comment and just go, oh yeah, I haven't done that in a while, the easier that is. For what it's worth, for the moment, I'm not really having too much difficulty. I do want to go back to Classic next episode, maybe even run Brutal. Probably unfair, to be entirely honest with you. We'll decide that at the top of the next. For the the moment, though, my name has been Rhapsody, the name of the game has been Slice and Dice 3.0. The top left is the series playlist for all of my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Rawsome. Hopefully you're living and enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.